The story begins with our protagonist Akira, pointing a gun at an unknown entity. A few days ago, the slums was invaded by monsters from the wasteland. The monsters devoured any human that they captured. The residents fled. Akira runs with the crowd in search of a gun. He hears shots being fired. A fat man shoots people in order to use them as monster bait. Akira is shocked by the scene, but starts to run. He has no intention of dying the same way as the others. He sees a gun beside a corpse. He slides on, grabs it. He looks at it for a mere moment before noticing a giant wolf. It lunges at him and bites his shoulder. Akira screamed in pain. He aims the gun at the monster's mouth and filled it with holes. He believed it to be dead. Before its head exploded, a hunter with advanced equipment aims the gun at his head. He warns him not to touch the monster's corpse. He ordered him to drop the gun and leave. Akira has no intention of leaving it. He runs away. The hunter shot at him, but all his bullets missed.
Akira wants to be the number one hunter in the city of Kugamayama. Only extremely rich people live in its gigantic walls protected from the wastelands. The poor life is different. They live closer to the border of the wasteland. There's only one way out of the slums: become a hunter and earn money and earn the right to leave. If a person makes it past the wastelands, they may discover places from the old world. There's a great opportunity to earn relics that can be sold at a high price. Rumors once spread about an adventurer that found extremely valuable relics, and the day he returned home, he had the privilege of living inside the walls. This is one of those places. It is the ancient ruin of Kuzusahara City. He has received his hunter license and plans to find relics. He's carelessly walking without paying attention to his surroundings. Suddenly someone grabs him. He tries to take out his gun, but immediately two other men appeared and pointed their guns at his head. A bandit comments that he's not worth the rags he's wearing. Akira is infuriated. A bandit criticizes him, saying he's playing hunter by using the piece of paper that they give out to anyone that enters the hunter's office. A bandit punches him in the face, calling him Ahira. His face is covered in blood. He boldly states that his name's not Ahira, it's Akira. The bandit informs him that the name on the paper is Ahira. Due to the fact that he's from the slums, he cannot read. His eyes open wide as he noticed a mysterious figure. She asks if he's a hunter. He ignores her questions and points the gun at her. The bandits are unable to see her. They tell him to calm down, thinking he's gone insane. As he threatens the woman, the bandits think he's seeing a ghost from the old world. He shoots and she passes through his gun. He was astonished at the sight. She warns him that if he does not want to die, he must run inside a building in less than 10 seconds. She starts to count down, then says it's too late. She believes him to be of no use. She vanishes. Remembering her words, he dashed towards the building. An impact from a sudden explosion sent him hurtling away. Luckily, he lands inside the building. The woman appears before him. She says he has passed the test. She introduces herself as Alpha. He's ordered to run up the stairs. She begins to count again. The lower level of the building began to explode. At the top of the building, she informs him that he was about to get killed by a weapon dog attack. She tells him to look down. He sees weapon dogs that were originally created in the old world for urban police officers. They are now biological weapons that have cannons growing out of their back. Is it nanobots in their gut produce their guns and bullets? Akira asked her if she's a ghost. She says what he sees is augmented reality, created with high-grade technology from the old world. In other words, parts of his body that handles sensory information is being sent sensory information that makes him perceive her as real. The reason she had rescued him was because he was a hunter and she had a job for him. She wants him to capture an old ruin with very high difficulty rate, where at his level he'll most likely die. As a form of advanced payment, she will act as his perfect support, allowing him to reach the level to conquer the ruin. If he conquer the dungeon, she promises to give him a relic of great value. He's excited, then as excitement quickly dissipates, he thanks her for saving him but turned the offer down. She looked at him with piercing eyes. The reason Akira thought he wanted to be a hunter was because throughout his entire life, he had been cheated and robbed. People had made him false promises of living beyond the walls. Because he was naive, he was abandoned on the roadside. He lost everything he had. That is why he'll never let himself be stepped on again. She tries to convince him by saying, by receiving the job offer he had as an eternity of luck, and if he didn't accept he was screwed, and most importantly the monsters below will definitely kill him. But Akira had come prepared for death. He walks away. She offers to make him a deal. She'll give him a trial run. She'll be his support, and when he trusts her they will enter a contract. It's a good deal because that means he won't have to die. He ponders on it for a moment then accepts. He notifies her that if he finds her suspicious for even a moment the deal is off. The first rule is crucial to his survival. He must follow whatever she says. If not, no matter how much she supports him, he will die. He understands and accepts. In order for him to survive, he must first pass the weapon dogs. They follow a certain pattern that she had analyzed after observing their individual characteristics. He followed her to a window. After seeing the dogs up close, she informs him if he gets hit there wouldn't be a splat left on the wall. She tells him to run and not look back. He's nervous. She reminds him of what she told him. He runs at full speed. The weapon dog chase him down ready to devour him in one bite. Alpha called out to them. Surprisingly, they could see her. They shoot at her. She gracefully dodges all bullets. After firing so many bullets, an explosion had appeared around her. The weapon dogs ran out of bullets. A huge explosion decimated all the dogs. A giant weapon dog appeared with 3 uneven glowing eyes. The weapon dog stares down at Alpha. She appears in front of Akira. She says she'll give him very specific instructions that he must follow or else. She leans in close and assures him he won't let him die. She tells him to run and directs him all the way. She ordered him to take his gun out and fire the entire clip on her command. He thinks the gun won't do anything. She counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fire. The terrifying monster is in front of him. He's terrified, but follows her orders and fires. While screaming, he shoots it in its eye and a huge explosion engulfed the monster. The impact caused him to fall on the ground. The monster squirmed. It falls on its back. Akira is shocked that he had killed the monster with such a small weapon. Alpha says it was big but it had a small brain. She brings light on the fact that the one that should be praised most of all is her for supporting him. She hovers around him wanting to be praised with gratitude. He thanks her, and asks to be given some time to think about the contract. The last of the weapon dogs had left. She tells him he can come out from his hiding place. He wonders if he can truly take the mission and work with this mysterious being. She asked him if he plans to search or go home. He says he cannot go home until he finds a relic. She offers to bring him to a place more dangerous than his current location. He looked terrified, but everything would be fine as long as he followed her instructions. In the next scene, she tells him to run. Don't move for 30 seconds. He's curious about the enemy's location. He continued to follow her orders. After some time of crawling, running, leaning against the wall on retracing his steps, he passes through a tight squeeze. He becomes tired and was breathing heavily. She tells him to go back down the path again. He contemplates that something is off. He asks why they're moving in circles. She responds she's just trying to avoid the most dangerous paths. Akira's curiosity got the better of him and he went down the other path. He looks and sees nothing. Alpha yells that he should get back immediately. A large structure begins to appear from thin air. It fired a barrage of missiles at Akira. The impact sent him flying. The area was destroyed. The giant machine then camouflaged itself inside of the crater. Akira lays down wounded. He's in terrible pain. If Alpha hadn't hacked the machine's mainframe and redirected the missiles, he would be dead. The current area is filled with high-tech machines with camouflage ability. She says if he was unhappy with her directions, he should have told her. His wounds were serious and had to be treated immediately. They had only met for the first time, so she understands why Akira has trouble trusting her. But if he dies, it would be a problem for her as well. That's why she tries her best to keep him alive. She hopes that he believes her. Akira doubts he will be a strong hunter the way he is now. She assures him that as long as he can find the will and strength, she will take care of the rest. Akira remembered the time he had promised himself to make it out of the slums with his own power. He felt a strong sense of determination. Despite feeling immense pain, he rose to his feet. Confident that he will find the strength he needs, he walks slowly leaning against the wall. He passes a line of machines from earlier and pays no attention to them. Alpha leads him to a relic. It's a tissue healing drug. Alpha orders him to swallow 10 capsules, pop open a couple of them and pour the powder directly on his wounds. The powder consists of surgical nanobots. It's the quickest way to heal his wounds. However, by using this method, the sedatives will not take effect on the pain will be almost unbearable. He sweats vigorously, spark emerge from his body and he struggles to remain his conscious. He fell asleep. Sometimes later he woke up with Alpha on top of him. He backs away, taking out his gun with a fierce look in his eyes. Alpha teasingly asked if she scared him. He calmed down and apologize. Where he's from, if you wake up and see someone looking down at you, that means you're being robbed.